Hello, true duelists. Why Geostrats here? Where is here exactly? You will never know. Welcome to You Should Play, a series where I talk about why I play and why you should play various decks. This week I'm talking about Photon. Or is it Photon Galaxy? This week I'm talking about Big Blue Space Dragon Deck, a fun Xyz beatdown strategy. That is the simplest way to describe this deck. In all actuality, it's three archetypes kind of in one, and I don't feel like going over each and every card in all three of them, because this video would be way too long if I did. Plus, the Cypher monsters are only good for their extra deck cards anyway, so really it's about Galaxy Photon. You may have seen this deck in a Farfa video or two, as it has been featured there one or two times, where it did win its duels, if I remember correctly. That would be because, unlike Super Heavy Samurai, this anime deck got good cards in its support. Hilariously, one of the first pieces of support got better with the addition of Link monsters. Amazing how that entire summoning mechanic changed our views on tokens. So let's get into it. The cards to play when playing this deck. The easiest one to start with is Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, the least transparent ripoff of Blue Eyes Konami has produced, from being played by the anime rival, to the stat line, to its name. And like Blue Eyes before it, that's really all that matters with it. You can special summon it by tributing two monsters with 2,000 or more attack, and it does have an effect to banish itself and an opponent's monster for the battle phase, but the usual plan involves getting it to the grave and then cheating it onto the field to be used as material for other monsters. Plenty of other cards mention this one by name specifically, and I think it's the only main deck card in both the Photon and Galaxy archetypes. If it isn't, it's the only one that matters, that is. You also have the Galaxy Knight, a level 8 you can normal if you control a Galaxy or Photon monster, who on summon revives a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. It's a free rank 8 on summon, provided you've got the grave set up, and it's easy to see why you'd play it. And believe it or not, this is your most common normal summon, the level 8. We do have plenty of good special summons, however, in this deck. Another level 8 that I like to play is Galaxy Brave. You can reveal a Photon monster in your hand and special summon it, and then it becomes the level of the revealed monster. It also copies the battle stats of a Galaxy monster in your grave, but it's only ever used as material for other things, so that's really not all that important. The last level 8 I play, and the most recent support at the time of my making this video, is Galaxy Eyes Afterglow Dragon. If you control a Galaxy Eyes monster, it can be specialed from your hand. Great for rank 8 plays, but don't worry, it gets better. If it's detached to activate an Xyz monster's effect, you can take a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your hand or deck and either special summon it or attach it to an Xyz monster as a material. And if you use that effect during the battle phase, all number Xyz monsters you control have their attack doubled. Phenomenal piece of support, and it made OTKing way too easy. The other monsters to play include Galaxy Soldier, who can special summon itself from hand by discarding a light monster, and once per turn searches any Galaxy monster when summoned. In Cyber Dragon or ABC, you've probably seen it used to search out another copy of Galaxy Soldier, but here we have a plethora of options. Most often I find myself searching Knight off this. Other cards worth summoning are Photon Thrasher, a free summon if you control no monsters, which turns on effects like Knight's ability to be normaled or to summon a Photon Vanisher. It can only be special summoned and only if you control a Photon or Galaxy monster, but when it summons, it searches out the big boy Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, and if it's used for an Xyz summon, any monster that Xyz monster destroyed by battle is banished instead. Which isn't terrible, but mainly it searches the boy, and that's why we love it. Photon Orbital is, I guess, a reference to the show, but much more importantly than that, it's a good card. It can attach itself from hand to any Galaxy or Photon monster, and while equipped, it can destroy itself to add any Galaxy or Photon monster from deck to hand, which means opening it essentially means you've opened any monster in your deck, which is an okay thing, I guess. I mean, searching is decent in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's alright, I do it a few times per turn. The last monster I personally play is a one-of, and it is Galaxy Wizard. It's a level 4 that can make itself a level 8. It's not great, not terrible. Could easily be cut, but I like it for the little bit of flexibility that it offers. Other cards to consider, though, include a Galaxy Cleric, who can attach itself from hand to an Xyz monster you control, or when summoned, shuffles 5 Photon and or Galaxy cards into the deck to draw 2, which can be a decent one-of to recycle spells and whatnot. Or maybe Galaxy Eyes Cloud Dragon suits your preferences. It can tribute itself to revive a Galaxy Eyes monster from your grave, which does include some of the Xyz monsters. And when in grave, it can attach itself to an Galaxy Eyes Xyz monster you control, so little built-in synergy right there by itself. Good job on that one, Konami. That is not sarcasm. Other than that though, there's not much else worth playing in terms of the main deck monsters, and there's just as many extra deck monsters to consider. Again, starting with the good ones that I play and then ones to consider. The easiest choice is number 90, Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. It needs any 2 level 8s, and while it has a Photon monster as a material, it's indestructible by card effects. Not bad. Each turn you can use 2 effects. One is to detach a material to negate a monster effect, and then if you detached a galaxy monster, you destroy the monster you negated, and it's a quick effect. That's modern Yu-Gi-Oh, baby. Quick effect negates? We play those. Its other is to, during the opponent's turn, take any galaxy or photon card from your deck and either add it to your hand or attach it as a material to this card, which is phenomenal. Get any combo piece you want or secure an extra negate for Nibiru's and Ash Blossoms and any other monster effect you want to disrupt. God, I love this thing. There's also number 38, Titanic Galaxy, who you probably recognize as the go-to rank 8 to make that shuts off 1 spell from the opponent. Another phenomenal card going first. It also has an effect to detach a material when an opponent's monster attacks and then redirect that attack towards itself. And if an Xyz monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can give the attack of one of those destroyed monsters to another Xyz you control. So this thing can actually get beefy. Believe it or not, all that text on that card doesn't just say negate spells lol. But really, those are your usual first turn targets. Other good choice monsters include Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon, who can detach a material to snatch steal an opponent's monster and then make its name Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon. Its attack becomes 3000 and its effects are negated. This is most fun if you steal an Xyz monster to further rank up, but if nothing else, it can take a problem monster to get rid of it for a turn. Also, you know, stealing a Nib token is an option, I suppose. Also worth mentioning, you can't attack directly the turn you use that effect, but links exist, so that's the main thing to keep in mind with this. Galaxy Eyes Cypher Blade Dragon can be ranked into using any rank 8 Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon you control and can detach a material to pop a card, and if destroyed, will revive a Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon from your grave. So mostly just the pop and the big number. Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon is the go-to of choice to rank up off a stolen Xyz Cypher Dragon, but only if you stole an Xyz, otherwise it's just a stepping stone to get a free pop to clear the board a bit. Ranking up another Galaxy Xyz into this, popping a card, and then using this to go into Cypher Blade to pop another card is a solid line of play, and that's all it's really here for. Number 62, Long Name Dragon, is the OTK enabler, when coupled with Afterglow especially. When it attacks, you can detach a material to have it gain attack equal to the combined ranks of all Xyz monsters on the field, times 200. This effect, when doubled with Afterglow, is almost always game, as at minimum, if I'm not mistaken, it'll be 11,200, assuming it's the only Xyz on the field. And if it attacks a monster with 3,000 or less, that's still 8,200 points of damage, so pretty damn nutty. The last Xyz I personally play is Starleash Photon Blast Dragon, who, when special summoned, can special summon a Photon monster from your hand, and while on the field makes monsters with 2,000 or more attack untargetable and indestructible by the opponent's card effects. Just a solid extra bit of problem for the opponent to work through. That, and during the opponent's turn, you can detach a material to summon a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your grave or the Banished Zone, so it can kind of get you back your banished dragons. They also have one Link monster, Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare Dragon, who on summon can retrieve a Galaxy or Photon monster from your grave, and can pitch both one Galaxy and one Photon monster, or Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon specifically if you only want to discard one, during the opponent's turn to destroy a one special summoned monster. Doesn't really come up often, but it is technically an extra piece of disruption. Other monsters worth looking at, however, include Neo Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon, if you want to try a janky rank up spell in your main deck. It can take up to 3 of your opponent's monsters for probably Link plays, or number 107 Tachyon Dragon, whose effect is useless but allows the best trap in this deck to be played from the hand while you control it. For the spell cards, they've got quite a few good ones. Photon Sanctuary summons 2 free tokens on your board and makes for a free Soul Flare Dragon, but it does lock you into only summoning light monsters for the turn you use it, so do keep that in mind. Photon Hand, which is a snatch steal for any effect monster if you control a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, but only an Xyz monster if you don't, so it's a pretty situational card in that regard. Hyper Galaxy requires you to tribute a monster and then target one monster your opponent controls to tribute that target, and then special summon the main boy.
Hey, it's your boy, Skinny Penis.
From your hand, deck, or grave. If it didn't target the opponent's monster, it would be phenomenal. As it is, it's a solid piece of removal. Galaxy Zero is an equip to revive any Galaxy or Photon monster, but it's useless for anything other than a Link or Xyz material, and Galaxy Trance costs 2,000 life points to activate, but will summon a Photon monster from your grave and then a Galaxy from your deck with the same level. And if you use it, you can't normal summon that turn, so something to think about if you've got a Galaxy Knight in hand. Galaxy Expedition can only be used if you control a level 5 or higher Photon monster, but summons any Galaxy or Photon from your deck. For traps, Eternal Bond is a soul charge of sorts, but negates the effects of what it summons and summons them in defense. Best used during the opponent's end phase, if at all. It also hilariously has a Snatch Steal effect exclusively for the mirror match. I'm sure that comes up a lot. Tachyon Chaos Hole is bad, but it does destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls when a Galaxy Xyz monster is destroyed by an opponent's attacking monster, and could be good for a laugh at a locals level. The only one that I play, however, is the best counter trap in the game, Tachyon Transmigration. Only usable if you control a Galaxy-ized monster, and at a chain link of 2 or higher, it will negate all your opponent's spell, trap cards, and monster effects in the chain, and shuffles all of them back into the deck. It is absolutely insane and pretty easy to have live since almost all of your end boards are using Galaxy-ized monsters, and if you control a Galaxy-ized Tachyon Dragon, you can use it from your hand, which is insane. It's just unfortunate that it requires you to play Tachyon Dragon. It is a fantastic way to win out a chain war by baiting multiple effects from the opponent and then ending with this to just clear away the board. If I'm being honest, this deck is really played for 2 main reasons. An ease of OTKs, and that trap card if your name is me. It is punishing as hell, and no one expects it the first time, and then once you set a card, they just kind of live in fear of it every time after that. It's really funny the effect it can have on a player. It also has dope-ass glowing space dragons. That's a thumbs up for me. The deck is a pretty easy to pilot combo deck, having a few different combo trees to explore and learn that can be fairly easy to pivot from thanks to the abundance of cards that search out anything like Orbital or Expedition, and even Soldier to a lesser degree. At least in terms of my build, it's a whole lot of 3-ofs, which makes it easy to figure out after a few duels, and then from there you can spend time learning the ins and outs of all the potential options you might have. Beyond the cards I've gone over, its extra deck is pretty damn solid. If you have access to any generic rank 8 in the game, you've got things like Felgrand or Heretic Heliopolis to protect from targeting, and Dingirsu on turns that you aren't locked into light monsters. Lancelot is also technically a free negate, although it always negates the first thing that happens every turn, whether your opponent activated it or you did. Or there's even the Rika rank 8 to tribute things, or Draglubion if you want a different flavor of OTK. The deck is easiest as an OTK deck, but if you prefer a more mid-range deck, less focused on the OTK, it can set up really solid boards. With things like Photon Lord and access to Cyber Dragon Infinity, it's fine being a lower tiered control deck as much as it is being a go second OTK deck. The best part is the control version of the deck can easily play the OTK cards in the extra deck for an easy push when there's an opening. And cards like Afterglow are great for detached material effect, but are also just good extenders on turn 1 regardless. This is my build as of right now. Desires is back, so I get to play 2 of it again, and if nothing else, it's a Saki Ash bait, so it's got that going for it. I do play 1 Avarice in the hopes of seeing it in the mid to late game, but if you don't like that, you can feel free to cut it. It is by no means necessary. Like I said, it's almost entirely 3-ofs, and can do the same sorts of plays reliably turn after turn. I've debated cutting one of the links for maybe a cheeky Pleiades, and do wonder if I should have another Thrasher in the deck for more chances of seeing it, but this has worked for me. The strongest end board I've managed with it is Soul Flare, an Infinity, a Photon Lord, a Titanic Galaxy, and the Counter Trap, which was a pretty damn good board. But it should be noted, that is not your typical turn 1 end. I'm telling you now. Take it and run. If you like it, I've had a lot of fun with it. It's a fun, explosive combo deck with simple setups and some real powerhouses to its name. So if it sounds interesting to you, check it out. Or don't. The choice is yours, friend. Thank you for watching. Leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed it, and don't tell anybody, but I thought that Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker, while great, was overstated in the light of his passing after the role. Just my take on it. Great performance, but not the Joker. Not the Joker, come on. Anyways, subscribe to YGO Strats, and I'll see you next time, my true duelist friends.